You're now looking at AWeber, and one of the things that you may see when you log into AWeber is that AWeber can connect to ChatGPT and Claude. And there's a link here that says it can show everything that it can do. It shows how you can connect to Claude, ChatGPT, Claude Code, Cursor, and Manus. However, it does not show a connection to Gemini. And so what we did was we copied this entire screenshot and we headed to Gemini. We attached the screenshot to Gemini and then gave Gemini the page. We asked Gemini that we don't see it there and can Gemini connect. Gemini states that it can connect and it will connect through its connected apps. If your level of account has Gemini Spark available, you can check the connected apps inside of Gemini. You can find connected apps by going to your settings, by clicking on personal intelligence. When you click on personal intelligence, you will go to connected apps. When you get connected apps, you're going to scroll all the way down. You're going to see that there is an element here, custom apps for Sparks. And so this is what we put into our screenshot when we upload it to Gemini to ask Gemini if it's something that we can connect to. And Gemini states that it can connect. What it states then in its instructions is to paste the server URL. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to copy this URL. We're going to head to the MCP area of Spark. We're then going to paste in the code. We're then going to click Next. We are going to read the disclosure and then we're going to connect. Gemini is now connected to AWeber. We can now agree and continue. Custom app is now saved. What we're now going to do is we're now going to copy this element and we're going to head back to Gemini. We're going to go ahead and connect the app now that it is connected. Now for the next part of the query, you will need to have access to Gemini Spark in order to make it work. You're going to click over to the Spark side and you can start with a query. You can go straight to the task area and you can write a request for the AWeber MCP. Now you do need to wait 15 minutes to an hour to make sure that the connection is active. We can then ask for specific information about our list in AWeber. So we're going to query Spark. We're going to submit the query. You're going to see that it's accessing your MCP server in real time. And so you can query the AI about specific lists. So we can then continue to ask questions about what is happening inside of our lists. Now, obviously, we have grayed out the actual individuals that are signed up, but you can see that AWeber can give us this information through our Gemini Spark. We can ask more business-related questions and more analysis-related questions. Now, we do need to give as specific instructions for a specific list as we possibly can. This will assist the MCP to find what we are looking for. And so Spark can then interact with AWeber, and you can use the tools in Gemini to determine the analysis that you are looking for specific analysis that you're looking to do with your list. So the prompt we used for Gemini Spark was very specific. We could have been more specific about what we wanted. However, it did give us the information, but it's important to note that we did have to specify the list. We had to specify AWeber MCP. That is when Spark was able to access the MCP successfully. We had several false starts here in this area when the language was vague, and in some cases, the process continued in an endless loop. So the most successful way of being able to get the information from the MCP and to do analysis is to be specific about the list and to ask for the AWeber MCP. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video.